From previous session we are working with TBL person. It have 5 columns e.g, ID, name, email, gender ID and age, whereas ID is a primary key column. Primary key column means it is the column which is used to uniquely identify each record in table. In short, it is an identity of each record. But currently, it is not set as identity column in database. How can we know that? Right-click on table and hit Properties. Here, identity is set to false. When it is false, it means we have to explicitly give value to ID column while insertion. If you notice, there are 2 records in table with same name Sarah. In this case, we will use ID to uniquely identify each record. But we cannot remember the IDs when there are millions of records in our table. How can we resolve this issue? How can we automatically increment this ID column value while insertion? The answer is identity column. As usual, we have 2 options to assign any column as identity, either using GUI or with SQL query. To simulate this, let's create another table. Add a column person ID of integer data type. If you click and look into the properties of this column, but scroll down, you find an identity specification. Expand identity specification, you will find is identity property. Look, when I select yes option for this property, next 2 options gently enable. Identity seed means starting value of this identity column. It is 1 by default, but you can customize it. Identity increment means how much do you want to increment to calculate the ID value of the next record. It is 1 by default, but you can customize it as well. Let's set person ID column as primary key and add other required columns. Save this table with name TBL person 1. Now, if I expand TBL person 1 and look at the person ID column properties, you can see identity is set to true, identity seed to 1 and identity increment to 1. Currently, TBL person 1 is empty. Let's populate this table with some data. You may notice I am providing value just for name column and skipping the ID column. Here, ID value is generated automatically and name value is as same as we provided. Let's add another record. Look, ID value is automatically incrementing by 1.